going to be something a little different. Let's start by giving it up for Marshall and Jackie.
Oh, God.
Thank you. So, I first met Marshall a little over a decade ago. I remember it very clearly. It was 6th grade. We met at a place. See, you guys laugh.
That was good.
We met on a week-long field trip to a place called Camp Borndale. And he'll deny it, but I'm sure he was there. That's where we first met. However, it wasn't until our freshman year that Marshall and I truly became best friends. I remember exactly when it happened, the exact day. Don't ask me the date. But Marshall and I had a mutual friend who had a birthday party, a kid named Richie Smith. He loved karate. And he's not here because he's no longer a friend. He invited the both of us to a birthday party, and that's when me and Marshall really, kicked it off. That's when we started, vibing with each other. And might have been a couple months after said birthday party that that Richie went on a week-long vacation and left Marshall alone and desolate and looking for friendship. And so he called me and said, "Hey, buddy, you were kind of cool at the birthday party. You want to hang out?" And naturally, I said, "Sure, I'll hang out with you, buddy. I'll entertain the idea of hanging out with you." And so Marshall and I spent the afternoon at his place, hanging out, doing stupid stuff. And eventually we got hungry and bored, or both, and took a walk down to a local 7-Eleven. When we got to the 7-Eleven, there was a gift card rack that had very specific gift cards on it that kind of caught our attention. It was a 1-month subscription to a online MMORPG called RuneScape. We both laughed and asked each other, "You ever play that game before? It's kind of a losers, right?" And Marshall was like, "Yeah, I played it, maybe like a year ago or so." And I retort, "Yeah, I logged in maybe a month ago just to see if the game was still cool." And after a brief pause, the both of us looked at each other and we said at the same time, "I was playing last night." That moment when we both put aside all of our dignity and admitted that we played this nerd game, that was the moment that signified our true friendship with each other that has lasted to this day. Marshall is my best friend. He's my brother. He's family to me. I've never met someone so selfless and so caring as this man right here. He's the kind of guy who would literally put his neck out for you. He's the kind of person who would go to hell and back for someone he cares about. And he's also the kind of person that you don't get bored when you're hanging out with. Even if it's something as mundane as, sitting around, staring at a screen, farming moss giants. He just has a way of making any situation fun just by being himself. It's his sense of humor, his ideals, his interests. They're all compelling, and despite how he sees it, he's the most outgoing, amazing person I know. Marshall brings out a confidence in me that I don't normally have. He has a way of making whoever he's around feel like you yourself are a great person, and he quells all self-doubt. So as many of you are imagining, by my booming admiration of this man, it would be nearly impossible for either of us to have ever had any discord with each other. This is almost true. I can only think of one time that Marshall and I have ever gotten into a fight. And honestly, it's a disagreement that has lasted in the background of our friendship for this entire time. And that's going to end today. When we were still in high school, Marshall and I would frequently watch his DVD collection of a TV show, an anime called Dragon Ball Z. Towards the conclusion of the Cell Saga, the main antagonist, Perfect Cell, keep that in mind, Perfect Cell, was defeated unexpectedly by the underdog, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. This is where the disagreement came in. I was positive I heard Perfect Cell, his last words were, "I am perfect." In a sense of disbelief, like a character arc, like he is the perfect being and he got defeated by some kid and he's like, "Oh, I thought I was perfect. I am perfect." However, Marshall thought he heard him say, "I'll be back," which doesn't make any sense at all.
That's what he fucking said.
Regardless of what either of us said, there was no convincing the other that what we thought he said was the thing that he actually said. But you know what? Today, Marshall, on this joyous occasion, on your day, I officially concede.
Oh, wow.
You were right this entire time. I misheard what made sense, but whatever. He said what you thought he said.
Honestly, I heard what I heard. I'm perfect.
Don't ruin it. When Marshall, you also kind of ruined this next part, but when Marshall is certain of something, he is truly certain of it. So when he first told me that he was in love with some girl named Jackie and he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her, I knew that he meant it. And that's why they are such a perfect match. Jackie is his perfect counterpart. You guys notice a trend with the word perfect. She is as, if not more. There's that ad-lib part I'm not doing so of a loving, caring, and all-around wonderful person. Jackie brings out the best in people, and honestly, the two of them complement each other flawlessly. Nothing brings me as much joy as knowing that my best friend, my brother, found the one person who truly completes him. And as cliche as it sounds, I truly believe in my heart that they were meant for each other. They were designed for each other. And so on that note, I'd like everyone to raise a glass to Marshall, to Jackie, to a lifetime of love and happiness. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Woo! Woo!
Brian, you asshole.
I love you too, man.
Very nice.